Viewer discretion is advised while watching this program. The thoughts and views expressed are solely those of the two hosts. Now I got it on video. Oh, here it's back. Oh, recording started by Dan.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so check it out. So I got this new toy. This is called the Caddy View V3, which most people call it is a laser rangefinder for those of you that are involved in golf. And I never had one of these.
Yeah.
And I found it at Costco, and I wanted to get one because my boss, FR, fucking Randy, he has one, and I use it with him. Like, I ask him what this thing does. It measures yardage, and it's kind of a nifty thing to have, and it was relatively inexpensive.
Okay.
It was $99, but in the grand scheme of things, I didn't think that was too bad of a deal.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So I got it, and I'm gonna use it. It's not very hard to use, like once you get it set up, but it said it's gonna turn off, and it came with the battery, so I didn't want to kill the battery. I'm gonna set that over here. It's kind of a nice thing to have when you play golf. Yeah. And I never had one. I had another method of measuring my yardage before, but that was a subscription, and I didn't want to pay for the subscription. So now I just have this pinchy thing now, and I'm going to plan to use it, I think, and hopefully it pays dividends here in the future, I'm hoping. So I got it set up. Oh, shit. Let me get my drink. Hang on. It's right here. I'm right here. I'm not leaving. I just got my drink.
All right.
And
don't worry.
So I went. So I got here, and I knew I had this limited amount of time because we were trying to start at 6, but it's 6:17. So we didn't exactly start on time. So I went out and I was testing it out because on certain yardages, I'm pointing to the golf course, of course. Certain yardages, they have it measured. So like if there's like landmarks and they're color coded. So like if you see at least out here at our golf course, the yellow is 50 yards. And then the red one is 100 yards. So I went and I stood on the yellow disc and I shot it, and it was, and it tells you in the manual it's plus or minus 1 yard.
Okay.
And it worked really well. So then the other thing that this one has is a slope function, and it measures. It can take into factor the hills, whether it's uphill or downhill, and it can add yardage there. So
nice.
Kind of cool. So I just got to use it. I'm hopefully maybe going to play Sunday. We'll see.
Okay.
But, so I bought that toy, and then I bought a golf umbrella. Since it rains so much here in California, so I got this 62-inch golf umbrella now.
Shit.
I needed one. I needed a nice golf umbrella. So nice. My big purchases of the week. So happy to see you. Always happy to see you. Hopefully our dozens and dozens of Apostle Songbird fans are happy to see us. We're going to try to do this a little more regularly, I'm hoping.
It was just fucked up for like a few months. There you go. I almost wore that.
Grant Cardone shirt underneath.
Yeah. Fancy guy.
Got to represent, got a good friend, brought some cool merch.
Yeah.
Representing the Slap Show merch, representing the Tough. Kelly Green for our fans out there from our last episode. I got a Tough shirt with Kelly Green. There was, I don't know if it was a spoiler or not, but do have Kelly Green Tough merch. I got a shirt. I've been representing. Just been representing.
That season's on right now. It's like the second episode right now. I think it's on ESPN Plus.
Oh, and then another fun thing happened last week that I wanted to share. I went to the casino last Friday with friend of the show, Jesus.
Oh, yeah?
Picked me up kind of last minute and invited me to go with him to the casino because he had purchased some tickets to go watch boxing.
Oh, wow.
And he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, I'm not really doing
why
anything.
not?
So we went to the casino and we checked out boxing.
That's cool.
And there's got this badass guy, white guy. His name was Caleb Walsh. He's being trained by Freddie Roach, and he's the the WBC Continental. I don't know. He's got some WBC belt.
Yeah.
And he knocked this freaking Mexican guy out inside of 2 rounds. And I think that guy, pay attention to that name. I think in the future, Caleb Walsh from Ireland.
Oh, you know what weight class?
I want to say 150, 155.
Oh, okay.
But you can. So when I got home, I was just Googling this Caleb Walsh because I didn't know much about him, and then it had the knockout in there. So if you search hard enough, you can find Caleb Walsh knocking this Ortiz guy out. Just knocked him the fuck out. Sorry,
that's awesome.
I'm not supposed to say that, but
I don't know.
It was really good. It was
awesome.
It was a really enjoyable night out at the casino watching boxing. I had never
best since Wayne Brady.
That was absolutely. And I was telling Jesus about that. I was like, the last time I was here, we saw Wayne Brady, and that was pretty good too.
Damn, he was good.
And I think that the Wayne Brady night, the whole thing was sold out, as far as I can remember.
It was like they gave us, like, they sold a lot, but they gave away a lot of tickets to employees or something, or to tribal people, and like one of the guys got them for like 6 people, and I was like, I got people I can bring.
That was a good night as well. That was very, very Wayne Brady. I didn't know who he was so much, but I'm a fan now after his performance.
He's a good entertainer. He kept
very much so.
Variety show.
And this boxing, man, if I ever get the chance to do it again, I would definitely highly recommend, if you get the chance, check out boxing at the casino.
They used to do them all the time, like once a month, but I don't know if Showtime's not doing boxing anymore, so maybe there's less of it. I don't know.
So I believe it was on ESPN Plus because there was announcers.
That makes sense.
I saw a little banner that did say ESPN Plus on there. So
yeah, I think they're the only ones that do it, that major networks right now. But I don't know. Good times at the casino. Yeah, that's cool.
Good times at the casino.
What have you been up to the past 6 months or so since the last podcast? Any big news for the viewers? Oh,
we got some sad news that happened last Thursday. You're never going to believe this.
What?
So, my neighbor's dog, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure in your time over here, you've seen the little dog.
Yeah,
well, last Thursday, Lucky, he wasn't so lucky, and he got ran over by a car in the neighborhood.
What?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Shocked.
He just run out, or
he'd take him for a walk. He would take him for walks, but he usually 99% of the time he never would have him on a leash.
That's never good.
So this time they took like a different route on their walk. And I don't know if Lucky, he was excited or what. I don't really know what. I don't know all the details
squirrel.
of it. He saw something and he darted out, and one of the other neighbors wasn't suspecting him to be there. And Lucky, like I said, he wasn't so lucky, but we're gonna miss you, Lucky.
Yeah,
he was a good member he was a friend of the show, and he liked to eat those bones off the ribeye steaks. And
poor guy.
He would bark at the neighbors. I can remember during COVID, because people would still play golf.
Yeah.
And there was this one guy, he would walk he had a newborn, and he would walk him in the stroller, and we would be out there drinking bourbon and smoking cigars, and we would sick Lucky on him, and it would be just entertaining. We'd say, go get him. And then Lucky would chase this poor idiot with his kid in the stroller. We were just like rat bastards doing stuff like that. And then finally the guy, he ended up being pretty cool. He would walk this like every day. He would do it. He had like his route, like, and it would come by our place. And finally I was like, I finally understood what it meant to call the dogs off. He would just wait for us to tell him to go.
Yeah.
And he'd see the guy, but like we didn't do it. And then the guy was cool. Like, he's like, hey, thanks for not. But like for months that went on. it was just like
Sick and lucky on him.
it was just classic for us. It was just classic entertainment for two jackasses.
That's awesome. Poor Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky.
So
I ran over a dog once. In Vegas, I ran over a dog. It was probably like during COVID. I was driving down like a pretty busy street, and this homeless guy was pushing his Chihuahua in a wheelchair, as they tend to do, no leash. And then for the Chihuahua saw something like way across the street or in the street or whatever, and jumped into the street as I was coming, and I stopped. Like I feel like I stopped on his head or something. Like I don't know, just like I tried to stop, and it just went like on him. And then I was like, I don't know what to do. And I went because I was like, I don't know what to, like, I'm on the dog or something. And then, and it's like dead, obviously, like it's a Chihuahua. I ran it over with one tire already.
Were you in the Subaru or the truck?
My truck. And then, so then like, I was like panicked. We pulled over and I was like, what do I do? Was I on my phone? Like was I not paying? Cause I was like, was that my fault? And my lady was in the car, and she's like, nah, he just jumped out. And so we went back, and like the dude was he was in the grass, like, just crying with the dog, and the dog's head was flopping. He'd lean forward and it flopped one way, and he'd lean back and it flopped the other. He's like, I swore I'd protect you. And we walked up to him because I was like, I'll give him some money or something. I don't know what to do. So he's like, and his homeless instincts kicked in, and we were like, excuse me. And he's like, do you have any change? And like just a weird like reaction, but as he was crying, but like he asked for money. We're like, I was like, I'm sorry. I hit your dog. Like I got $40. That's all the cash I have. Do you need a ride? Like, he was like, no, but he was like crying, and he took the $40, of course, but.
Yeah, of course they took
it was, and then we went home, and our roommate at the time was like, you saved that dog's life, because it was about to live out on the streets for the summer, and that's like the worst thing you could ever do. It's like, okay, I guess. Yeah, it gets 110 here, and dog's going to be outside all the time. But
so the moral of the story, after two dog stories like that, sad ones, keep the dog on the leash when you walk your dog.
They can't control themselves. They just see something, they gotta go get it. Whether it's
keep your dog on the leash, Joe.
Yep, that's what you gotta do.
Been playing a lot of golf. I wouldn't say a lot of golf. I'm trying to play at least once a week. Nice. Golf game's coming along. I got all new shit, all new equipment, and I'm finally learning how to hit it. You know, when you get new stuff, like the equipment that I had been previously using was, I wouldn't say it was outdated. Mm-hmm. And the technology's a little bit better.
Okay.
So I have like newer equipment, and there's better technology in it. So I'm trying to relearn how to hit the golf ball right now and yardages. So the most important thing for me is to dial in yardages with these new golf clubs, and hopefully my new toy, that's going to kind of give me a better thing to, like, I'm going to have numbers to shoot for now. So
okay.
And then fantasy football is right around the corner.
Oh yeah, that's hopefully, the biggest podcast of the year.
The Eagles hopefully are going to come back strong after finishing the football season in a embarrassing, not so strong fashion. So hopefully they're going to be back and better than ever and getting ready to soar. Hopefully we're going to be soaring to new heights.
Song, yeah. They're going to be flying.
What else? Nothing overly exciting,
Yeah.
I don't have any good vacation plans. I'm always happy when you come. I'm always happy Pat comes. Yeah. I've been thinking about inviting Pat over more often on Saturdays for dinner, because I think he's off on most Saturdays. And then the one time I just randomly called him, and he came over and we had a great night. I think we had steaks that night. We just shot the shit, watched the Iron Claw. Oh, nice. It was just like enjoyable. Just shot the shit and visited, and
that's cool. Yeah, you should do that more often.
That night as well. We tried to go back to the freaking bar with more dudes.
Yeah.
And then the bar was having a Bonda night, and they charged us $20 to go in, and it was like, I'm not paying to go in this shithole. Are you kidding me? You should pay me to come in here, not me paying you.
Give
not
you
for
free
this
drinks.
shit. I mean, what isn't even freaking like a Las Vegas? It's a piece of shit bar. Village Office. Free plug for the Village Office. If you want a dive piece of shit bar, come to the Village Office, and there's plenty of dudes.
Oh, so many dudes.
And if you're really smart, there's a liquor store on either end of it. You can go get the liquor for half the price because they only have beer and wine in there. You can go do you can go get little shooters over at
Nice.
the Village Market or at the other. I don't know what the other liquor store is called. Vandenberg Village Liquor, I think. But there's two on either end that have liquor. So if you're smart and you want a drink, if you want a cocktail, you can go and kind of manipulate. You can kind of manipulate. Maybe not so much cocktail, but you could get a shot. You can do shots.
You buy a regular drink and then you make it a double with your little shots, you know?
Absolutely. And then but another thing that I kind of wanted to share, because I think me and you have similar likes in movies and horror and just around like general, what do I want to say? Like general like knowledge, current events.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I talked to you about this last time you were here, but I've kind of become a big fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Mm.
And one thing led to another, and I was doing some searching, and the house for the first two is at 1428 Genesee Avenue. And that may not sound like much to anybody else, but I had one of my other passions is shoes. And when I go to Los Angeles, California, there's this place down the street about 15 minutes away from Universal Studios, which is a place called Cool Kicks down in Hollywood. The Boulevard.
Yeah.
And funny, coincidentally, they're opening a Cool Kicks in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that.
So one thing led to another, and I had went with my friend, and we parking down there is kind of a pain in the ass, and we didn't end up in a parking lot, so we had to park in a residential neighborhood. Okay. And I was like, man, these like streets look familiar.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it at the time when we did it. And then I was like, I had watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and I was like searching shit on about Nightmare on Elm Street, and they say, oh, the house, it just sold in 2023 for $3 million, like almost $3 million. Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Like, damn, there's really a house there. I thought that could have been like a studio. So then I looked, and it's like right down the street from Cool Kicks.
Oh, okay.
Son of a bitch! I think we parked like in that little neighborhood.
Yeah.
And, I'm not 100% sure that we did park there, and I haven't been back down there since.
Damn.
So I'm like, God damn, pal, I could go check that house out.
Yeah, next time you go, for sure.
I don't know if you knew that, but then.
Yeah, I knew that. Or like the Michael Myers house is in Pasadena, I think.
Yeah. They're within an hour of each other. So then I Googled at my little fancy app. I don't have the app. I Google mapped it. I did 1428 Genesee, Los Angeles, and then I put the Myers house in the other thing, and it was like within an hour you could get you could do both. So I thought that was kind of cool. Maybe sometime we could do that adventure.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I mean, it's doable. It's just something goofy.
Yeah, might as well just hit some other things along the way or nearby.
Maybe Universal.
Yeah.
I did do that 60th anniversary studio tour.
Oh,
One of my favorite movies at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Was the original Psycho.
Oh yeah.
And I went on that tour the first day that they offered it, the studio tour where they let you off the tram. And when I did this, I was like kind of bummed at first. I was like, I took a day off from work. I did this tour, and it's like the same tour. And I was like, fuck. I'm like, dude, this is like ridiculous. I can't believe I wasted my time. And then the very last thing, I was like, dude, we haven't even seen the Bates Motel. We haven't seen the time clock from Back to the Future. I was like, what a waste. And then the very last thing, they take us up by the Bates Motel. I was like, at least we're going to see the Bates Motel. Then they parked the tram. They're like, yeah, go ahead. Follow the signs. Get off. And I was like, no freaking way. So, I mean, I know you've seen the pictures of me out at the Bates Motel.
Yeah.
And as I say this, maybe you can splurge me at the Bates Motel.
Oh, yeah.
Video. I think you may have seen that picture. So I was like super stoked to have a picture right there in front of the Bates Motel, and then you don't get to walk up near the house, but you can kind of see that you get a good view of the house. So that was pretty cool. And then as you walk out there, they have different cars from Fast and the Furious, and they have different stuff from King Kong. So at the end of the day, it was worth doing the studio tour when you get off the tram, the new 60th anniversary studio tour.
That's
so
cool.
I did do that. I have done that since our last episode.
Sweet.
What else? I can't really say that I've done anything like extra, like fun, extracurricular.
Yeah.
No, I haven't had any good road trips.
Probably would have had, like, if we'd kept up on the podcast, we would have had stories that happened that week that would have been okay, or like stuff to talk about. But yeah, it's all blur now. I don't know.
Yeah, but hey, we're not going to think about the past. We're going to move forward. Because the thing about living in the past, there's no future in living in the past. So we just got to move forward.
True.
Just got to move forward. I made some kick-ass ribs, pork ribs. I'm going to have the last of those for dinner tonight. I'm excited about that because I'm kind of hungry. But I'm going to make the time to do this podcast right now.
Yeah.
I got going to have ribs for dinner, which is exciting. You know, I'm always looking to implement new techniques on our grilling. You know, we've been doing those butters and Japanese barbecue sauce and blue cheese crumbles. I'm a little reluctant to do the Worcestershire sauce, but you know, I mean, we could do it. It's
try it out.
We'd have to try it out. If anybody else has any suggestions on how we could what we could do to add to our variety of different seasonings and flavors that we've put on our steaks,
comment.
Make sure you put that in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
Looking to get better. We just want to get better.
I got to get a grill in the first place. I
that story because I was like I was so excited. I mean, when you told me you got that Weber for $300, I was like, what a killer deal.
Yeah, I was.
And I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
I was so excited.
That there was like a natural gas connection.
Yeah, it turned out.
I didn't realize that.
Well, yeah, and like it makes sense because probably less people have natural gas than can obtain propane, and it's like it was a floor model, so I just thought, oh, it's got a ding here. That's why it's discounted. I looked under and I saw the cord, but it didn't. Like, you know, I worked at Sears with a bunch of grills. I've seen natural gas. I know the fucking difference. But at that day, I was just so hyped, and I opened it, and I was just like, there's a cord. And like, even in the back of my mind, I was like, if it doesn't work, then I'll just switch the cord. But then I looked into, like, I got it home, got the propane, and I was like, oh yeah, this doesn't connect. So yeah, I had to sell it. I'm still looking for a grill.
But you didn't end up losing on the deal, right?
Nah, I got all the money back and maybe made $10 or $20, depending on how you look at it. The lady that bought it she wanted like some old cart that we had too, and I gave it to her. So I wasn't gonna sell that really. So she kind of hauled away something for me too. It's great.
Hey, so I know you guys give me a lot of credit for my cooking prowess, but I just want to put this on record. And this was like kind of like a shoot with me and Pat we were having. Like I think were you a big fan of the Wonder Years growing up?
Yeah. So
I was like kind of narrating to Pat. I was like, if you ever speak at my funeral, or if you ever like write a book or go like about our times together, and I just wanted to like preface it by like, I always thought Chris did a good job of cooking, but I just want to preface this. Between the cuts of meat that we're able to get from good friend Sal the Butcher and the Weber Grill, it's almost impossible for me to fuck it up.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm like fucking Emerald Lagasse or Rachel fucking Ray, because I'm really not. I mean, we're getting, for the most part, quality shit. So don't think that I'm doing anything like, I'm no fucking gourmet chef by any means, but I wanted to put that out. I just wanted to put that out there.
I don't sponsor Weber and Sal the Butcher.
Oh, Sal the Butcher's a great guy. Great guy. Yeah, really.
How to cut him.
Whenever I go to a new store, and I hope I never go to a new store, the first person that I used to like befriend was the liquor guy.
Uh-huh.
And as I've gotten older, the first one I try to like make friends with is the butcher, because like
Yeah.
I'm like cooking and on my own. It's like, dude, you want to know the butcher,
Yeah, for sure.
We don't get many benefits, but the best benefit we get, and I don't want to sound like I'm bitter or anything, because I'm really not. I hope that didn't come off that way. But the best benefit that we do get, we get first pick. That's
yeah.
And sometimes getting first pick is a good deal. It actually is a good deal.
That is a deal. The best cuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. But yeah, I definitely. But the thing, my boss and a couple of my other colleagues, and I wanted to tell you this, is the Traeger or the smoke.
Oh yeah.
Those, like, anytime I go to any of my like people that I work with, or they have those, man, I feel like that's like cheating. You get restaurant quality, and you don't have to be, because you've been at my house and we're out there in the grill babysitting, hoping not to get flare ups. And Remember, doesn't flare up too often, but it will flare up occasionally. But with the Traeger, it's like you put that thing in, or the smoker, no plug for Traeger, because I don't know much about them.
But I went to my friend's yesterday, and he has 2 Traegers. He has the smoker, and then he has the griddle. And so we cooked
flat top griddle.
Yeah, so we cooked some steaks on that, like ribeyes, and it was really good. And then he put on like chicken, some like other just whatever meat we bought, and put it on the smoker and just left it. And like a couple hours in, we took it off, ate it. It was really good. But then he just left it. Like he wanted to go get an e-cigarette, and then we got a drink at a bar, and then we came back to the house like a couple hours later, and then we took the meat off. It was even better. It was like, you just like, it's insane.
Set it and forget it.
200 degrees, and it's
restaurant quality.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm sorry I interrupted. That was your deal.
It's so you just need those pellets, and that runs it. And then other than that, and then the griddle was just, it's like a plug-in. Well, it has propane, but like you plug in both of them. There's some kind of electric component that you usually use for the, I don't know, temperature or whatever, but ignition. But yeah, it's insane. It's so easy. He got those free from a job. On that job.
So here's my not dilemma. Everybody bigger is always better. And that Weber that I have, it's 10 years old, but that's the smallest Weber that they have.
Yeah, the 2-burner.
This two-burner Spirit.
Yeah.
But I think I'm able to do 6 steaks on there.
Okay.
Without any problem.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
I've been searching. If I go to Home Depot, I'll look at the bigger Webers. Not that I don't necessarily think I need a Weber, like a new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I need it. Yeah. I should be focusing on getting one of those Traegers, or a smoker, or a pit boss.
Yeah, so easy.
I'm like really happy with what I have, and
yeah, do what works. But I mean, because
if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
It might just be a thing where you get it, and then are you gonna cook on it every night? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. If you have the
time to do it, like this dude, he cooks on it every day that he's home, but he's not home all the time. So, and he got it free. It's a lot of money for those Traegers, but.
Well, I think I saw it. I was at Costco sometime last week. I think they were about $600 at Costco.
Oh, okay.
For a big, I don't know much about the Traegers. It was definitely bigger than the Spirit Weber that I have.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like in comparison to anything else. If anybody out there knows about Traegers or smokers,
yeah, please comment.
Feel free to comment, because my man, the Apostle, he needs a setup, man. He needs a setup. It's summer. It's
I'm on the lookout. I got a propane tank I can't return, and I need.
That's not a bad thing to have.
I'm just I don't know, it's summer, and I think no matter what time of year, I'd just be cooking outside if I had one, but it's because my place, I don't have a fucking the thing over the that sucks up the exhaust system or whatever. We don't have that because it's an old ass place. So like, if I do cook a steak in a pan, it's like it starts smoking a little bit.
House.
Yeah, it's just I have to open windows and doors and shit. It's like,
So it's a complete inconvenience.
yeah, so I just don't buy steaks, or I buy like super thin steak, which I like, but it's like I like to cook burgers and all this other shit. I feel like I would do it a lot, but it could be. I mean, it's like with anything. I think I'll do it, and then it's like it just sits there and probably fuck it.
You notice I'm trying to peer pressure you into getting the trailer, because if you get one, then and if you have success with it, it's like a peer pressure motherfucker. If you do it, then like I'll probably do it.
Yeah, I gotta. I'm just looking for a deal. If I can find a deal on anything like a lot cheaper, then I'll do it. I saw Weber for, I think it's the Spirit for like down to 400. Usually it's 450 or something.
Anymore, I think that's the best you're gonna do. But look, because then the one I was looking at Costco was the Genesis 3-burner. That was, I think, bigger. I want to say either $6.99 or $7.99. I want to say.
They're usually like 4-burner grills, right?
But then my uncle, the smartest guy I know, I was talking to him because that's the first guy that I ever knew that had a Weber when I was like a little shit kid. And he had a Weber, Uncle Tim. Shout out to Uncle Tim. Yeah. Uncle Tim's a motherfucker. And I've learned so much from Uncle Tim. And he's got the motherfucker of Webers. Hang on, let me check this. I'll tell you which one he has. But I'll read this off. Let me find that text. Let me find Uncle Tim here.
Oh, Uncle Tim. Gotta find it. I'll keep talking. Let me see. What else has happened?
Uncle Tim has the motherfucker of all Webers. I didn't even know existed.
It's like a Super Weber? Like,
yeah.
Like 10 burners or?
Uncle Tim has the Summit 6-burner with a built-in rotisserie.
Oh shit.
6-burner. I can only imagine how big that is. And a built-in and a built-in rotisserie.
Jesus. Is that even on wheels? Can it support the weight?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I would sure love to see this thing sometime.
Man, you should.
But he's only about 3,000 miles away out there in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Maybe next.
Valley.
Damn.
Shout out to Saucon Valley.
Dang.
Yeah,
I wish we could get
Uncle Tim. I wish we could get Uncle Tim out here.
Yeah.
He's close to retiring. I keep asking him, "Hey, come out, Uncle, come out." He wants to learn how to play golf. I was like, "Well, I live on a golf course."
Yeah, perfect.
He's not there yet. He's working on retiring though.
He's not a traveler, or.
I mean, he's been to California a bunch of times. It's not. He's seen Mickey. He's seen Mickey Mouse. He can go. It's a lot closer for him to go to Florida than it is to come out.
Oh yeah, true.
But
no point.
Smartest motherfucker I know.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
What does he do?
He's a top flight mechanic.
Oh shit.
You and him have something in common. My heroes.
Oh yeah.
When he was like young, he worked for Bethlehem Ford. He was like the top mechanic at Bethlehem Ford.
Oh wow.
And he fucking hated the fucking man. He hated working for the fucking man. But he had little kids at the time. And he quit his job at Bethlehem Ford, 40-hour job, probably had medical benefits, I'm sure. And he took the plunge and he opened up his own garage.
Oh shit.
Galaxy Motors in Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
And like he's made that work for almost 30 years. He's had that garage,
It's crazy.
And he's getting ready to retire. I mean, he took that plunge like who does that? Not afraid to fail.
It's hard to do.
Couldn't fail. Started from the ground up and was like a success and still in business and has done very, very well for himself. Kind of like a young Jedi that I knew that quit his lucrative job with medical benefits and went to Calgary, Alberta and trained in wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking heroes. Like, look at me. I'm like a slave of the man. I don't want to quit my 6-figure job. I don't want to lose my medical benefits. Yeah. It's like, fuck, but you guys like did it. I'm chicken shit. I failed. I didn't take the risk.
Yeah, but still, you got other stuff that I
But
don't have.
I'm not like chasing my passion.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough too because it doesn't it like I mean, it doesn't always work out and it or how you would ideally have it, but yeah, it's you can
But
there's
sometimes you
still
gotta
time.
reach. Sometimes I'm an old man now. Sometimes you gotta reach between your legs and feel balls.
Yeah,
You gotta feel balls.
you could still do it. You could do something.
I mean, my dream job. I would love
Yeah.
to work for the Eagles in some capacity. I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, yeah, that's like 3,000 miles away, and it's cold over there when the Eagles play. And
Yeah.
not a big fan of the cold weather anymore.
Well,
And
yeah, there's whatever,
there's
but
definitely caveats. I mean, that would be like my ideal gig. But
yeah, what would you do? You just gotta,
anything.
yeah, so you just gotta
I just want
figure
to get my
out
foot in the door.
maybe maybe it'll come someday, you know, you just keep looking around or thinking about it, or maybe after you retire you just become like you could go out and go for it.
Seasonal help.
Seasonal. Yeah, just
Seasonal
seasonal
help.
help type thing, you know, you could get it somehow.
I mean, they always have like game day jobs, ticket takers. I've
Yeah.
looked into it. They're not very lucrative, but
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
there's
if you
other
want to make a
perks,
living
there's
off
other
of it, yeah.
perks that come with that. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting again.
No, you're good. No,
I'm
that's I
interrupting.
mean, it's same with me. Like I went and did the wrestling school and I still do shows here and there, but it's not like I'm making any money off of it. It's just kind of like, oh, it's a fun thing to do.
But I think there's something to be said for chasing your passion. For you
Yeah.
fucking did that.
Yeah.
Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah, it's true. It's fun.
I played college football for a spell.
You
And
can't
only
take that away.
I did that.
Yeah.
And not everybody in the world played college football.
Ah, that's right.
I mean, I have documentation that I dressed in the game.
Oh yeah.
Is
That's
that a highlight?
Not everybody can say that. Songbird on the field.
I was on the field. I played a little college ball. I could put that on my resume, and it wouldn't be a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
I have proof. Next time you're here, if you want to see, I'll show you the program. I dressed for. I'm like Rudy.
Yeah.
I dressed for a game.
What'd you play for?
At Allen Hancock on the junior college team, but I mean, it's still kind of college.
Yeah. They don't just let everybody on, do they?
No.
Let anybody on the team.
No.
You had credentials.
I did it. Yep. I mean, that's not like fucking quitting my lucrative job at Bethlehem Ford and flipping the man off when I had 2 little kids and chasing my own dream or quitting my job and going into Calgary and doing wrestling. I didn't do that. Yeah. I'm not quitting my 6-figure job and going to work as the T-boy for the Eagles. As much as I
probably not. Yeah, wait until your house is paid off and everything's settled. Maybe
probably a better idea, huh?
Yeah, I wish I had a 6-figure salary over here. So maybe if I had stuck with stuff, but yeah, like I'm not like unhappy where I am. So I'm like,
dude, I'm just jealous. Like when we talk about you to like, you know, to Lucky Chris or anybody's like, what's Dan doing? I was like, man, he's tough. He's doing the Ultimate Fighter. He's production assistant for this.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like our hero because like we're slaves of the man, and that sounds terrible. I mean, we're really not.
Yeah.
Slaves, but it's like we got to clock in and we got to do our shit for 10, 14 hours every day.
I mean, I just take jobs I want or don't, but then once I take the job, I'm kind of a slave. I mean, I can walk off anytime and not. It's like what's gonna happen? They're not gonna hire me again. But so it's kind of cool. But like I don't do that. I just work, and it's long days, and it's like this German job I did was insane. I was doing the job of like 5 people, going nuts and staying up late and like whatever. But now that it's over, I'm like, oh, it's fine, it's cool. And now I'm off for like a week, or I've been off for like a week since last Thursday. I had a 1-day job, and I got jobs coming up next week, so it's cool. But it's similar. to working for the man. It's like, well, if I don't work this job, then is another job going to come up? So I kind of have to.
A little bit off the subject. When you were here last, if you would have had a little bit more of advanced notice, would you have been able to line something up at that movie that's being at the La Purísima Mission?
Maybe I could have probably hit them up and been like, I'm local and I've done all this, and they would have been most likely, unless it's like a union. Well, there aren't any union production assistants, but if I was like, hey, I have a place to stay in this town and I can be here every day and I like do this and that, they might have. But yeah, I don't know if it's like a traveling, sometimes with those movies or shows or whatever, they'll have like traveling PAs. They won't just like try to find PAs. Because PAs like there's no union, it's like the least not important, but like, I mean, it kind of is. It's like you could hire anybody to be a PA and train them, and if they're like not an idiot, they can do it. But there are a lot of idiots that do it because nobody wants to be a PA forever. So, but it's the kind of thing where like,
is that like getting your foot in the door?
Kind of. And it's like I'm kind of moving up here and there, but it's like it's tough in Vegas. There aren't as many jobs. There's some people that always do certain jobs, and you're kind of like fighting with them to get higher position or whatever. But I've done like coordinating, which is next step up, but it's just not happening enough to only do that. So I still do the production assistant, but yeah, like they tend to like, if they were hiring in the Lompoc area or whatever, they tend to like people that live in that area instead of hiring like a guy that lives in Santa Barbara and has got to commute and doesn't know Lompoc. And not that there's much to know, like there's Walmart and Albertsons if you need anything, but yeah, like there's a chance I could have, but it's a lot of knowing people too. It's like them to just hire me randomly. If they put out a job bulletin and I answered it, they probably would have, but I don't know that they did that. So, and it was too late by the time I figured it out.
So do you have any idea what what they're shooting out there?
I mean, when I Googled it, they were shooting a Leonardo DiCaprio movie like in Northern California, but that was like a couple months ago. So maybe it's more of that. Probably, I mean, it's probably a time, something, I don't know who it was besides him. Probably like if they're doing it the mission, you'd think it would be like some kind of like taking place in that era whenever the mission was the thing for real. I don't know. Northern California.
It'll be interesting to see. I haven't like really researched it, or it'll be interesting to see what they're actually out there.
New Scorsese movie or something. Didn't tell us.
I'm sure it's not Scorsese, is it?
Yeah, I mean, somebody would have found out, I would think, but I don't know. He always uses Leonardo DiCaprio now, if he can. So.
Oh, is that right?
Seems like he has the last few, besides The Irishman.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street and Departed. Yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah.
Okay, so here's one that we're gonna require some feedback from our friends and audience. I'm just putting it out there. 11 months, 10 months, WrestleMania, Las Vegas, Wolfpack, anybody else?
Yep.
Let's do WrestleMania next year,
Gotta
fellas.
do it.
Let's do it. I'm putting it out there now on June the 13th for WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
It's probably not getting much closer for a while. Maybe California in a couple of years, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. I think they're having a lot of success in the foreign markets now. They seem to.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time till WrestleMania goes to France or one of those other.
Yeah, I bet in the future if they keep
Wembley.
I'll try to do that to outdo whoever.
I guess they've been to Toronto. I guess that's international too.
Yeah. But I heard they're going to try and keep the main pay-per-views domestic, but every other one take it foreign. But Who knows? I mean, if it stops working, then they'll change up. Oh, you got a bogeys over
No,
there.
somebody just drove by in the car. Oh, another funny story that happened, not so funny story that happened at my house. I don't know if you were here or not, but my nephew Hayden Adams, in his haste, he ran through my screen door and broke
Oh,
my
you told me.
screen, and I'm
You
freaking
told me about
pissed.
it.
And then his dad, being a freaking barbarian, just thought he could just take the thing off of the hinge, and he
Yeah.
broke the wheels.
Oh God.
And this is like a custom ass screen that's like
Yeah.
the size of anybody else's. So it's like, now I
Went to
can't
Home
fix it.
Depot.
Yeah. And then the parts that I got from Home Depot don't exactly match. So it's like fucked up. And yeah. Yeah, I'm pissed. Hayden Adams. And he's usually a really mild mannered kid, but he was so proud of himself running through that screen. He was
Jeez.
so proud of himself. Like that was like his greatest accomplishment of running through that. He couldn't believe that.
It's not cool. Why
No,
why is he proud of that?
Fuck, I don't know. But I have the curtain open to try to get a little more lighting for, and I think I'm lighted up pretty good now.
Yeah. I had to go in the living room because the toy room's fucked.
The toy room's fucked.
So I
like fucked or just the toy room's fucked.
Well, I mean, and the music was loud. I was sitting in there at first, but so that shelf I had everything on that I'd show you. So I was like, okay, I don't think this is like, the room was always like, there's always something in the way. There's too many pieces of furniture that are like acting as shelves, but not like optimizing the room space because it's a small room. So I was like, I got it in my head. I was like, I'm going to buy shelves, mount them on the wall, and that'll save a bunch of space. I could put stuff under if I really need to, but I could hit more surface area with like a long shelf instead of like, that thing had like a shelf here, a shelf here, a shelf here, and it had like 10 of them, but they're all like spread out and like cut up, and I felt like if I just have like straight across, it'd be better. So a few weeks ago, I bought some shelves, Home Depot, some brackets. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and then I've put it off until like today. I hung a shelf, and it looks good, but it's like that one shelf took a while to hang, and the room's all fucking. I went to IKEA and I got a fucking new entertainment system to put the TV. It was discounted, so I got it. Put the TV on that. So I'm trying to redo the whole room. Put the Simpsons arcade in the room. Like that's why I'm putting shelves on the wall to save space to put that in an area. So it's just I've been talking about doing it all week, and then shit keeps coming up. So I'm trying to get this done by Monday so that it's done. And then when I go to work, I'm not like, oh, I got to go home and hang a shelf today. So all the toys went in bins, and then I just put some back up on the shelf to test it. So that's good. But
so you're under construction is what you're saying.
Under construction. Yeah. It's like not usable. It's pretty fucked. I think by tomorrow I'll be like halfway through it or to a point where I can sit in it and fuck around, but I don't know. Who knows? Might be another week. Tough.
On the figure subject, thanks for sending Chucky. For those of you that don't know, Apostle Judah Matthew found a Chucky figure that I had been looking for and found it for me, and it just arrived yesterday, and I was freaked out because he had told me that it was coming. But then I had ordered that stuff from Costco, and I was like, I didn't order shit from Best Buy. And about 20 years ago, I had identity fraud from Best Buy.
Oh.
I'm thinking to myself, oh, fuck, I didn't order anything from no fucking Best Buy. And I'm like, maybe it's just the rangefinder. Maybe Costco subcontracted to Best Buy.
Yeah,
so I get it in the house, and I open it. I was like, oh, it's the Chucky figure. I was like, oh, God, that was like a big relief that was the Chucky figure.
Was it in good condition?
So thank you for sending the Chucky figure.
Yeah, for sure. I just figured easier than me picking it up or bringing it over. Just send it straight over.
Hey, so the next ones I think I want like kind of a Freddy Krueger or a Michael Myers. I think I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If you see any of those those are older NECAs though, huh?
Yeah, but those certain ones they just keep putting out over and over. Or I see them in stores or like at a specialty toy shop. They always have those.
Are they inexpensive?
They're pretty standard price, like 35 for all those.
That's not that bad.
Yeah,
So
usually.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. That was it.
So my first like girl crush I think I ever had in my life was Kim Myers. And for those of you who don't know who Kim Myers is, she was the female lead in the Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, okay.
The girl, the redhead. Oh man, I had such a crush.
Maybe I'll put a picture up. I can't.
Kim Myers. And that was like I was in like second grade. So I guess second grade must be like my memories. So that was 88, 89. But then looking back on that, Nightmare 2 came out in 85, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
and
maybe.
I don't remember like watching it on TV, watching it on HBO or any of that stuff. But we had a VCR, and I can remember going to the warehouse or Video One at the time. It must be
yeah. Maybe.
And being in second grade, and Nightmare 1 scared the dog out of me. I was like, scared, like shit of Nightmare 1. And then fast forward to Nightmare 2, and Freddy Krueger was kind of like a bitch.
Yeah.
And I wasn't as scared of that.
Yeah.
I just
sillier.
remember like, this crush on Kim Myers back then.
Oh, okay. That was all you were worried about.
Yeah. And I've had the chance to rewatch Nightmare 2. Funny, and I still have a crush on Kim Myers to this day, from 1988 to now. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but I can't believe my mom, because my mom, I mean, she wasn't a prude.
Yeah.
By any means.
Yeah.
Like she would rent those videos, like Freddy videos for us, and I'm like, like thinking back, I was like, I must have been a bad kid if she would just go rent these movies for us, put it on, and just say, go watch the fucking movie, you know? And I'm like,
leave me alone.
What was she think? Like that
I don't know.
Wasn't exactly like top-notch parenting, but it wasn't like bad parenting either. But it's like, who rents their kids? Who lets their kids do like? You don't rent those movies for your kids.
Yeah, like I don't think our parents ever rented those for us. We'd watch them on like Showtime if they came on or whatever, but they never. I don't know that we asked either. Maybe it was just off limits, but.
So one of my like, I've been having like flashbacks for whatever reason to second grade. Shout out to Mrs. Hibbets of Hibbets Ranch that passed away. Oh, no. And now the ranch, that was like the end of the year field trip to go to Hibbett's Ranch. Now it's like a weed farm. And I just drove by there the other day, and it said wood for sale, black oak and walnut. And I was like, those are all the fucking trees that were out there. The walnut, that was like such like a family that, I remember that second grade field trip at the end of the year going out there to the Hibbett's Ranch.
That's cool.
But for whatever reason, I'm like having flashbacks. And one of the like memories I'm having, I don't know why, is I remember the last day of school before like Thanksgiving break, my mom picked us up from school in the old van that we talked about. I'm sure we were listening to the Beach Boys in the van. And she's like, yeah, we're going to go rent you a movie. She's like, all right. And I just remember I rented Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Damn.
And I so vividly remember doing that. And I don't know why. I don't know why I chose that movie. A, B, I don't know why my mom rented that for us.
Yeah.
She did for me and my brother, and he was like 4 at the time.
Yeah, that seems a little young.
But we sat there and watched that thing, and you could rent it for 24 hours. We must have watched that thing 3 or 4 times before I should return it.
Crazy.
But then, like, now with the internet and this and that, like there's all these documentaries that I didn't even know existed. And I watched a documentary about Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And apparently I didn't realize it at the time, but like after watching the documentary, apparently that's like the gayest movie that's ever been made.
Yeah, I saw something about that the other day. I was like, oh, that's the worst one or the stupidest or whatever.
Apparently it's the gayest.
Gayest. Oh yeah, there's some gay part in it, right?
So there's total like now like looking back on it, Yeah. So then come to find out this, the main star is his name was Mark Patton, and they
Uh-huh.
he's like a scream king. But
Okay.
he kind of said like so like he was in soap operas, but he never had like big roles. Then he
Yeah.
got a Nightmare 2, and that was like his starring thing, and that ends up like kind of ruining his career because he was just known as the gay actor, and that was like right during the AIDS thing, and then he got HIV.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got
Oh
AIDS.
no.
Oh yeah. Oh, so it was like completely
Well,
like
what?
his his thing, his like career,
Jesus Christ.
and he's over there like justifying. He's like, I didn't write the thing. I'm a trained actor.
Yeah.
It says Jesse screams, I scream, and apparently, he just did what he was instructed to do in the
Yeah.
role. And then the director, like for many years, disputed that it was written that way, and then he finally kind of fessed up. Yeah, we kind of did have some gay subtexts.
What? Why?
I don't know.
That's weird.
But there's all these like new documentaries,
Yeah. There's a bunch of YouTube stuff, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then another funny one. So there's another guy in the movie. His name's Robert Russler.
Uh-huh.
Back in the day, me and Jesus and my brother Robert thought we were skaters.
Yeah.
We were like complete wannabes. But we could kind of do it. But we couldn't. We could get forward. We couldn't do any tricks. We couldn't ollie.
Yeah.
We could kind of off the curb.
Yeah.
So there was a movie back then called Thrashing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if anybody's seen that.
Sounds
Thumbs up
familiar.
thumbs up to you if you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
So we thought we were like the greatest thing ever, and then one of our family friends had a video camera, homemade video camera, and we took the video camera and we made our own little skating video out there on East Lemon, and we called it Thrashing and Skating.
That's fun.
So I happened to come across Thrashing, and I hadn't seen Thrashing probably since 1989.
Oh wow.
88.
Yeah.
89, because that's like, I guess those are my first memories as 1989 as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And the main star of the movie's name is Robert Russler. And Robert Russler was the guy in Nightmare 2 that got killed by Freddy in the in a bedroom scene.
That's crazy.
I didn't realize he was in Thrashing.
That's funny.
I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah. Why would you? He's not. Like...
I did it. And then I just happened to. I was like, this motherfucker was in.
That's funny.
But he's like he's a shitheel in Thrashing. But in Nightmare 2, if there was such a thing as a good guy in that movie, he was probably the good guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Robert Russler.
Robert Russler. Watch his movies this weekend.
There's not many.
There's two. You can watch two of them.
There's at least two. Yeah, at least two. What else? What else you want to cover?
I mean, I probably gotta go. I said I'd go to wrestling.
Oh, you're not. Yeah. Hey, so fans out there,
we're about an hour in.
This at least once a week. We're gonna be back.
Yeah.
We're back. We're better than ever.
That's right.
And at some point, when my illustrious, prestigious partner comes back to the town, we want to go on that other guy's show. We want to go on those other guys' shows.
They're doing the same shit. They're not doing theirs every week either, and they're like, podcast is dead. So we got to bring it back.
We're back, guys. We're
bringing it back. We're bringing it to new levels.
We're taking it to new levels. We're working on screenplays. I mean, it hasn't taken off, but we're working on. We're writing. We're trying to be creative.
Do our screenplay episode. We'll write our first few pages and we'll each read them, and then we'll give you parts. We'll do some. We're gonna do creative stuff. It's gonna be the place to be.
Maybe that's gonna be that. Maybe our creativity is gonna lead to my reaching between my legs and feeling.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
We just gotta get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, or win the lottery, something.
Yeah,
get something going.
Amen. Can I get an amen on winning the lottery? Amen.
That's right. All right. Well, we hit an hour. That was pretty good. Well, I could even do another one this weekend if you want, just to get it really going. But let me know. I'm off this weekend, so.
You're off till what? You say Monday?
I'm off on Monday. Oh, I fucked up. I had a job all next week, 5 days, and then some other dude's like, "Hey, you'll get like double the pay if you do this job with me." Like a different job wanted me to work Monday and Friday for like way more money. So I was like, "Yeah, okay." And I got out of the other job, but then that job wasn't until July, so I'm off Monday and Friday, because they found a replacement.
I can only think of 2 words for that. No yeet.
No yeet.
No yeet.
They de-yeeted me.
No yeet.
Yeah, I'm off till Monday. I could fit in, and we could do a quick one. We could do a 15-minute.
Maybe Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
My birthday's next week, but I'm gonna work on my birthday, so maybe Sunday might be the day I kind of celebrate, do some stuff. So I could do a quick one that day.
I want to celebrate.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll drink beers on the podcast.
We can toast each other.
With the boys. Yeah, we'll do a toast to start the day off. Are you off Sunday?
I am off Sunday.
Okay, maybe morning brews cruise or something.
I'm down.
Yeah, I think that's the way to start the day.
Fuck yeah.
And then I'm gonna go eat like all you can eat sushi or something later. I don't know.
One last thing. I don't know if we ever talked about this one, but I want to know your opinion or if you've ever done it. Brazilian steakhouse.
I haven't done it, but I hear it's awesome.
I had a great time. I had a great time.
Maybe I'll do that on Sunday if it's not busy.
So when we were in New Orleans, if you rewind to some of our previous, before I went to New Orleans, we shot that night. Yeah. But when I was in New Orleans, I don't know if we talked about this. We did go to the Brazilian steakhouse, and I liked it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I hear it's great.
It was about $60, but
it's expensive. But it's like it's just all meat, right? You just like constant meat and like.
So Lucky Chris had been before, and they have like a big ass motherfucking Metropolis salad bar, and he told me he's like, "Hey, just be a little judicious don't fill up on that shit. You gotta fill up on the meat, because like the salad bar is like divine, like it's like tits."
Nice.
So like Lucky Chris said, be judicious at the salad bar.
Yeah. That's not what you're paying for, buddy.
Don't fill up on the fucking
meat. They want you to eat bread and get full.
Yeah.
Croutons.
Oh, one other thing. Shout out to Red Lobster and Endless Shrimp.
Oh shit.
That infamous night.
Took them down. With that one night. Shut them down.
The boys.
Dang.
They'll be playing. Because then you sent that video.
Yeah, you were going crazy.
That was a good night.
Yeah.
That was a really good night with the boys.
Yep. All right.
It's good seeing you. We'll be in touch. Thanks for the truck.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'll talk to you later, brother.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles